tuned into 1100 WSGI, and you are on the go with Lee Marie, and I'm so glad you all joined us. All right, let's go to the Lord in prayer. Heavenly Father, we are so grateful. Thank you so much for blessing us and for keeping your hands of protection on us. We ask that you guide us today. May everything we say and do glorify you. We love you. We praise you. We need you. In the mighty name of Jesus, amen. All right, I'm super excited. Whenever we have a first-time guest on my show, I am very excited. So we have Sheila Watts, the president of the Greenbrier Historical Society and Museum. Did I say that right?
Yes.
All right, excellent. And this is your first time on my show, or have you also been on Laverne's show before?
No, I haven't been on either one, but I was on with Dick several years ago.
Oh, very cool. Excellent. That's awesome. Very cool. All right. So I stopped in to drop off some books, and I met Sheila, and I found out that they are right in the middle of a huge book sale.
That's correct.
So what can you tell everybody about that?
Well, we do various fundraisers through the year for the benefit of Greenbrier Historical Museum and Library. We are up to our own resources and imagination for fundraisers. So this is a book sale from donated books from the community and beyond. And we've got 3 rooms packed full right now for our winter book sale, which started February 1st but runs through March 30th. We are open Wednesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. For anybody who wants to come in. We accept cash or check only, no credit cards or debit cards, unfortunately. But we have got assorted reading for anybody. And I brought some samples this morning if you want me to get into that.
Yes.
Okay. First of all, a lot of people like mystery and suspense, and we have got a vast supply of that. If your favorite author comes from James Patterson, John Sanford, J.D. Robb, David Baldacci, John Grisham, Patricia Cornwell, Sue Grafton, Michael Connelly, Stuart Woods, Lee Child, J.A. Jance, Lisa Jackson, Tess Gerritsen, Jonathan and Faye Kellerman, and a lot more, you are in luck because we've got a lot of those authors. And in addition to single volumes by many other authors. Some you've heard of, some you've not heard of probably, but they're all very good books and in very good condition, clean condition, and some are almost like new.
And one thing I love about your place is that you don't have just everything all jumbled. You actually have them in neat little stacks.
Right. It's categorized. I understand people don't have a lot of time when they come in there. They might have just a few minutes. Or they might browse for an hour or more. But when you're looking for something specific, you like to know where it is. You know, I have gone all over stores looking for things in my time, but it is wonderful to come in and find a certain genre or author altogether. We have a ton of Westerns also, especially men like Westerns. Louis L'Amour, I counted yesterday, we have 72 different books by Louis L'Amour. William W. Johnstone, Ralph Compton, Larry McMurtry, Max Brand, and many, many others. Like I say, there are probably a couple hundred of Westerns.
Wow. If that doesn't whet your appetite, guys.
And how about action adventure? A little bit different, maybe spy stories or war stories and so forth. W.E.B. Griffin, Tom Clancy, Jack Higgins, Dan Brown, Clive Cussler, and Robert Ludlum. Or science fiction and fantasy, such as Arthur C. Clarke and Stephanie Meyer and a lot of others. Historical fiction by John Jakes, Dana Fuller Ross, Ken Follett, and many others that's all one room. Okay, all those. And then we've discovered these delightful little cozy mysteries that won't keep you awake at night unless you're reading, but amateur sleuths like you and I might be out here in the community such as the Cat Who series by Lillian Jackson Braun, Dorothy Gilman and her Mrs. Polifax series, Rita Mae Brown and her cat Sneaky Pie, Alexander McCall Smith. We've got a large.
Before you go off of those cat but who, how many of those are there? Because I haven't seen a lot of them around.
A lot, because we've got a lot of different ones.
Are those all by the same author? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So the cat who robbed a bank. What's your favorite cat the who? Have you read?
I've not read
Not
any
yet,
of them.
not
No,
yet.
but
All right.
I've picked up one other cozy mystery just to see. Okay, what is this all about?
I have
And
a feeling.
I loved it.
Go ahead.
You know, I loved it.
I have a feeling that if people started reading those, they would want to read more of those because there's so many of them.
Yes, and the cozy mystery I was talking about will bring up some of these series. Like this is a cookbook Nook mystery, and you can see the title is Fudging the Books, but right down here is a whole plate of chocolate fudge on the cover. So it's just you and I type books. That
Oh my
that
gosh.
some of the people get into a little trouble trying to find out who did what.
So is the mystery like who cooked the fudge?
Yeah, I don't think so. Usually, it's involving some kind of crime in the community,
Okay.
and certain people.
Maybe the fudge was poisonous.
There are some poisoned.
I'm just
mysteries
saying, it
in
says
there.
a cookbook Nook mystery. All right, go ahead.
But like I say, that's one whole room. Then women's fiction is one entire room, and we've covered up a lot of our history display cases in order to get everything out that we could. But favorite authors like Nicholas Sparks, Debbie Macomber, Danielle Steele, Nora Roberts, Fern Michaels, Mary Higgins Clark, Janet Daly, Karen Kingsbury, dozens of historical romance involving maybe the pioneer days or even the 1600s, 1700s Europe with all the earls and dukes and so forth. We've got hundreds of Harlequin and love-inspired paperbacks this size that get into intrigue or suspense, and the love-inspired family-type novels that women like to read about.
So these are like a Hallmark movie, but in a book.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
there you
probably
go.
where Hallmark gets a lot of their movies,
There you go.
from those books. Amish fiction is a big hit now, and we've got small paperbacks.
Do you have a bunch of these little blue ones?
Yes.
Oh, good, because I know my neighbors absolutely love these.
And then the trade paperbacks by major authors like Wanda Brunstetter and Beverly Lewis, Beth Wiseman, and so on, are included.
So all these that we're showing, these are available. 50 cents?
Yes.
Oh my
Most
goodness.
of the vast majority of our books are either 25 cents or 50 cents. We have
Wow.
occasionally we'll have something for $1, but it's not going to break your wallet to come up and help us out.
See, guys, this is great because the price of groceries has gone up so much. But look, you don't have to spend more than 50 cents on your book.
Right. And I noticed on the back the retail price runs from anywhere from $4.99 to $6.99 on even something this size and up on a trade paperback.
Well, and I was surprised at how many hardbacks you had that literally looked like they had never been cracked open.
Right. We have a lot of hardbacks.
So, I mean, those are worth like $29, and you can get those for $1.
Probably 50 cents. Yeah.
Wow.
If you want to get into Western romance, like Diana Palmer and Linda Lell Miller, we've got a lot of those. We have a lot of large print books, both women's fiction and mystery suspense, that are available.
Now, do you have your large print sectioned off?
It is
Okay,
all
good.
by itself.
Okay, because I know some
It
people.
is a combination of the two rooms, but it's in one spot.
Okay.
And then we haven't forgotten the little folks. The children's books start from board books, and they're called board books because the pages are very, very stiff. Children have a terrible time keeping books nice, but board books that you can read to your little ones.
All right.
We've got fun books that are all kind of, we've got just stacks and stacks of fun, easy reading books. And beautiful text and pictures inside.
Oh, that's
Um,
adorable.
so
Bunny's Book Club. This would be a great little Easter thing right here. Look at all these
we
adorable
definitely
pictures.
want to encourage children to read as much as possible for fun because they read a lot in school anyway, but for fun. And we get into chapter books. I didn't even know what a chapter book was till I started working at the library. But also books for older children and teenagers called youth fiction. We've got a number of hardback books for those. And even books that teach things to children,
Nice.
such as colors and
Awesome.
learning to count and the alphabet and so forth. Um, and then you've got to step up reading levels. You've got a little bit higher reading level. And this particular one about Biscuit is actually 3 books in one.
Oh.
That's one of our dollar books.
Oh.
So you'd pay about $16 or $20 for that at a
And
bookstore.
Yeah, you would. And it's absolutely does not look like it's been read at all.
Yeah.
There's no marks on this at all. Wow, Biscuit is a dog. In case you're listening on the radio and not watching, Biscuit is a dog, and there's 3 Biscuit stories. How awesome is that? Do you get a lot of homeschoolers coming in for books, or not really?
Occasionally.
Okay.
They're usually looking for something educational.
Oh, like curriculum.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have any homeschool
No,
curriculum?
not
Not
here
yet?
and there.
Oh, okay.
Not a large volume of it.
Okay.
We also have movies on DVDs and audiobooks on CD or cassette, and some jigsaw puzzles that we're selling.
I did not
that
know
have been
that.
donated. So
Oh, wow.
somebody's bound to find something if you
Mhm.
wander in. And you can look at some of the history pictures that we have on the wall still relating to Greenbrier history.
And you can still see a lot of that. Now, do you still do the tours during the book sale, or just?
We will, because we're having one coming up next week. But you can see a little more of our history part of it when the book sale's not going on.
Sure. Well, I know when I stopped in I got a little mini tour there. That was awesome. To see the original fireplaces from the family. What can you tell us about that home?
The Greenbrier Historical Society Museum and Library was once a private residence. It was built in 1895 for the Granville Sprouse family. He was a rising young businessman in Greenbrier, had a tobacco factory, which we would call a loose floor these days, which serves as the middleman between the tobacco growers and the tobacco companies that buy the products. And he was able to hire several men at any one time in connection with that business. So it was a boost to Greenbrier economy along the way. And they lived there about 10 or 12 years. One of their daughters was born in that house. And eventually they moved to Springfield on North Main Street. They have had a house in the historic district, which still stands. And he was eventually elected mayor of Springfield for at least one term
Oh, wow.
that we know of. So he was very prominent both in the Greenbrier community. Mrs. Sprouse played the organ at First Baptist Church while they were there. She was musically inclined, as were her daughters. And we had programs that show they were in different cantata concerts or recitals in their growing up years. And some of his descendants are still in this area.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Now, do they live in Greenbrier, or?
They lived in that house in Greenbrier for several years.
Okay.
The house had then served as private residence for probably over 100 years, and Greenbrier Historical Society bought it at public auction in 1997, July, the same month we got organized with our 100.
Have you been with them this whole time?
I have.
Oh, my goodness.
We had 176 charter members. We have well over 300 now that actually range all over the country, not just Greenbrier, Middle Tennessee, Kentucky area, but we go from New England to Florida to Texas to Washington State, Wisconsin, Missouri, Illinois. We've got members scattered all over that had a connection to Greenbrier at one time, and they don't want to lose touch.
Oh, that is awesome. Now, have you been president ever since you?
No, Doris Hill was our first president. She served 3 years, and then I was elected in 2000. I'm doing all I can to get impeached, but it's not working.
You're coming up on your 25th anniversary. That's
I know it. I know
awesome.
it.
Are they going to have a big party for you?
I tell them when I get my 25 years in, I get a pension, off this.
They're going to double your salary, right?
No doubt. No doubt.
And so, yeah, they need to do a special party for you for when you reach that 25-year mark for sure. So if you're listening out there, let's do something. Oh, and so you mentioned, funding. And I did want to say that, you guys are all volunteers.
Right.
And you get no state or no county or no city funding at all.
Nothing at all.
Wow.
We did get a small stipend from the county several years ago, and also from the city of Greenbrier, but that's been, like I say, several years. And those were for specific things. But we have to raise our own funds, and we've got our house now is over 25, been over 25 years since we've had it. It's well over 100 years old, but we have several repair projects that are needed, and we are trying to raise funds along the way. We know that may take 2 or 3 years' time, if not longer, to get that done, depending on when the funds are available. But we've got a big roof project coming up as soon as the weather allows, and we want very much for the community to be proud of our museum and library and feel like they're a part of it too, because we do operate free of charge as far as our library service and entrance to the museum. We've never charged anything to get in, and some people will come in and say, I was just driving by and I always wanted to see the inside of this house. And well, come on in, come on.
Yeah.
We'll tell you about it.
Very cool. Now, I know that one opportunity, because I believe this Thursday is the third Thursday of the month, if I'm not mistaken. I know that Good Morning Robertson County is actually going to be in Greenbrier this month.
Right.
And immediately following that, so that briefing is 7:30 to 8. Immediately after that, they're going to be doing their ribbon cutting on the new city hall. Now, do you guys open at 9?
No, we open at 10.
10. All right, so go ahead and hang out with your friends for a little bit and then go on over to the museum book sale because you're going to be right there. So I know,
We are located across College Street from the old City Hall. We're just a block west of the traffic light at College Street at 825 West College. Big white 2-story house. You can't miss it, right on the corner of Maple Street and West College. And parking along the street or park over at City Hall, whatever you prefer. We do have handicap access ramp to get into the building from the sidewalk. So you may have to walk a little ways, but that's okay. We can handle that.
Now, when I was there, I did notice that, like you said, there's some definite renovation that needs to happen with the roof and some of the siding and a paint job. So I'm telling you, community out there, they need to raise some funds, or maybe you're just like a service club like Rotary or Kiwanis that wants to do a big donation, and have a little sign that says, paint or whatever renovation. This would be a great fundraising opportunity to support our community, and it would be such a visual.
We have never turned down American money.
Oh, there you go.
And as a nonprofit, and we are a nonprofit, so any donation is tax deductible to Greenbrier Historical Society.
Awesome. All right. So do you have like a little thing when you go in the doors, or a little donation bucket right there?
We do have it on the desk. Okay. You can also mail it in. Our address is P.O. Box 695, Greenbrier, Tennessee, 37073.
Go ahead and give that address one more time. Some people are grabbing their pen.
Okay, Greenbrier Historical Society, P.O. Box 695, Greenbrier, Tennessee, 37073.
All right, come on, community. I would love to see some donations coming in for these amazing women that are doing such just an amazing job. I loved going in there because I was so surprised when I saw everything was just in their nice little stacks, even like per author, because I'm used to, going to book sales when you got to go through the thrillers to find the Amish, or whatever. But no, it's
even
so
bookstores are like that.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I mean, some people arrange them. I don't know why, but at some sales, they have them just by size. It's like, I don't go to a bookstore just for size. I want to see who it is. So they've done such a great job keeping them in all the little tidy stacks. You can just run in there and grab the whole author. And
if you don't find what you're looking for, ask, and we'll probably direct you to it. I did not mention the nonfiction we have also. We have history and biography on a table, along with inspirational reading, Christian life. There's also cookbooks,
Ah.
specialty cookbooks, and also the recipe annuals that are put out by Southern Living or Taste of Home or Cooking Light, something like that. If you ever took those magazines and you thought, oh, I wish I had all these recipes, well, now's your chance to buy
Mm.
them when they put them out one time a year. Several of those, and those are like 50 cents, 75 cents. And we'd like for you to make us a sample and bring it to us, but if that's not possible, that's okay. Just take it
Yes,
to
while you're
cookbook and enjoy it.
that's right. While you're going to go in, you might as well bake them something. They're all volunteers, so take in your favorite brownies or whatever it is.
That's right.
So that's great that you have cookbooks, and you're still taking donations if people have books that they want to bring in,
Yes, they're
or are
they're
you almost full?
no,
No.
we've still got some more in stock to put out yet, but year round they can donate their books, and as I say, they're children's books up,
Mm-hmm.
on up to adult level and nonfiction. We would prefer not to have any encyclopedias
Okay.
or magazines
Okay.
or textbooks from schools, but other categories are okay. Uh, we also have another book sale in September, the entire month, and we have one more small room available to fill books in with that we don't in the winter book sale. So we can have a little bit more category selection in the nonfiction that way.
Okay. Now, when you aren't having a sale, are there still books for sale in there?
Not usually,
Not
no,
usually. Okay.
except for our copies of The Village Green, which is the history of Greenbrier. There are two
Mm.
volumes, and Doris Hill and Marjorie Pike, local authors, put those together several years ago. We have those are available for $25 each, and they are great references
Mm.
to Greenbrier's past, leading up to the year 2000. And you
Oh.
may not remember it, but it actually got started way back in the 1850s.
Ah.
uh, from the purchase of land by Edward Saunders Cheatham, and then the railroad came through, and here we go.
Oh,
Development
wow.
thereafter.
Now, we do need to take a little break, but I do, when we come back, I want to talk about, because I know you guys are also a library, so people can actually check out books.
Right.
And then I want to hear about you and how you ended up being interested in all this and what your history is. So we're going to go ahead and take a break and listen for, let's see here, how about UPS?
Hi there, this is Tom Fox, and my family and I are the new owners at the UPS store in Springfield, Tennessee. We can help you with all your packing and shipping needs. I have our assistant manager, Daniel Sweeten, here with me, who's one of the friendly faces greeting you when you come in. Tell us about the print shop, Daniel.
We're a one-stop print shop for all your personal and business needs. We can copy, print, scan, finish, and do just about anything you can imagine we can print. We also do wide format printing, such as blueprints, yard signs, banners, and we also do business cards, flyers, invitations, and booklets.
Our hours are 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 Saturday, and noon to 5 on Sunday.
Our shredding service is normally $1.59 a pound. This month we're slashing it in half to 79 cents a pound. We also have 20% off our wide format printing for the entire month.
We're located next to HD Hills at 513 Memorial Boulevard. Just look for the blue awning. Come by and see us, as it's always a great day at the UPS store. Hi there.
All right, that was the UPS store right there over by HG Hill, and they are so friendly in there and helpful. Goodness. Make sure you stop in and tell them that you heard about them on the Go Show. So remember, I'm here every Wednesday from 8 to 9, giving you a little bit of information, inspiration, and always some dates to add to your calendar. So remember to stay tuned, because I do have a lot of great things that are coming up that are just so right under our nose, just right here. And I think some of them you probably don't know about yet. So we are going to go over calendar items in the last part of the show. And then remember, if you are listening on air on 1100 a.m., you can always go to the WSGI1100.com website or the app or Facebook or YouTube and watch and see what's going on. So, and you can share it. So if you have some friends that are big readers, gosh, by all means, forward them this link, because they only have the books for sale during the special sales twice a year. So you want to make sure you get in, because there's only, let's see, what day's today? The 13th? Wow, I don't have too much, just like 2 weeks left, right? All right, little over 2 weeks. All right, so we have Sheila Watts here. She is the president of the Greenbrier Historical Society and Museum, and it is also a library. So what can you tell us about the library?
when we excuse me, when we first purchased the house as a historical museum, it was also the vision of some of our members who were professional librarians in the Robertson County school system to have a library, small as it is, with just one room. But we wanted a library for the Greenbrier community because we don't have a public library. And even though we're not funded publicly, we do open it to whoever wants to come in and check out books. And we do have books for all ages, from the easy books, like I mentioned before, all the way up through children's chapter books and some nonfiction for children, as well as several bookcases full of fiction for adults and large print fiction, and a bookcase full of nonfiction biography for those who like that. Those can be checked out. We put a due date slip of 4 weeks in there, so you got plenty of time to read it. If you are late bringing it back, we do not charge overdue fines like some places do. We just want to get the book back. And they don't always get back to us, unfortunately, but we do have enough support from the community that we're able to replace that book or another one in its place. So our library open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's been in place for a great many years. And our library aides are all volunteers, members of Greenbrier Historical Society, and more than happy to help you find whatever you're looking for. We are not an archives, unfortunately, at this point, so we can't produce a lot of information about specific things or people or places in Greenbrier. But at one time, we did have history tours conducted for the Greenbrier Middle School sixth graders. That was before COVID. And we took them on a bus tour around town, talk about different people, places during Greenbrier's history, and then brought them into the museum for a grand tour of all the rooms there, and get them excited about the place they live. Because, as I told them, even though they may not actually live in Greenbrier, they're part of Greenbrier history because they're students at a Greenbrier school. Like a lot of hundreds of others of us have been. So I said, and someday you may get your picture up here on the wall because of something you did.
That's right.
So.
'Cause you do have some people that,
Yeah.
Very cool. And if people want to join the Historical Society, can they still join?
Yes, anybody can join. It's $5 per year for an individual membership, or $10 for everybody in your household. So you can enroll the whole family for just $10 a year, and that will get you a newsletter each quarter letting you know what's going on with our museum and library and any events coming up. We do have quarterly membership meetings that are open to the public. That's the third Tuesday of certain months, and we've got one coming up in April, third Tuesday in April, located at First Baptist Church Greenbrier Fellowship Hall for now. And so anybody can come and listen. And we have we may conduct a little business, but we always have a historical related program from somewhere, either in Robertson County or general Middle Tennessee area, bringing something, information about something that you may not know about, that you need to know.
Now, when I know you have other events, so
Yes.
what is the next other event that you have? Is it a car show or?
No, we don't do the car shows, but Autumn in the Briar will
that's
come
right.
up in September. That'll be the third Saturday in September, which is an all-day indoor-outdoor event on the grounds at Greenbrier Historical Museum. We will have craft booths that anybody can pay a small fee and bring their crafts to sell. We'll have food. Live music is back, and we had some great musicians last year and plan to again this year. But we'll have a silent auction of donations from our local merchants that have always been very helpful. A bake sale. We started out having bake sales round the clock nearly just to get money in the cash box to do some things. Renovating the museum one room at a time as funds were available for paint or wallpaper or whatever we were doing. But also, we'll have a booth at Turning of the Pig, which is Greenbrier's 4th of July celebration on the evening of July 3rd. And this year, it will be at Greenbrier High School.
Oh,
So
really?
this will be a change for everybody, more accessible to the public. I've already talked to the president of Band Boosters about sort of the prearrangement of things. And so we look forward to that being another part of history. That'll be the first time it will be held there.
Right. I'm glad that because we do. Some of my organizations have a booth always, so that's good to know. That's going to be at the high school.
Right.
That's going to be great.
Right.
Ah.
Yes.
Now, for the other one, is the other event that you were talking about? Is that in April? The first one,
The Autumn in the Briar?
Yes.
No, it's in September.
Oh, it's in the autumn. Okay, autumn. Okay,
It's-
autumn in the Briar. I thought there was
it's-
something coming up in Greenbrier in the spring.
Yeah, this Chamber of Commerce is, or I think, is sponsoring a car show.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. All right. Now, when you do have those booths out, do you bring a whole bunch of books for sale?
We don't have books in our booth at Turning of the Pig, or at Autumn in the Briar. Our book sale will be going on indoors because it's the whole month of September.
Okay.
So you can come to Autumn in the Briar, get you something to eat, wander through the book sale, look through all the
Okay, so
craft
Autumn in the
booths.
Briar is walking distance to
Yeah.
you. Okay, so people can just.
We're all the way around the museum on the museum grounds.
Oh.
So it's a fun day, and hopefully we have good weather.
Okay.
We've been hit by rain a couple of times, but we lived through it, and everybody has a good time.
So after the book sale is done, like in March, then what do you do? Box up the books and just put them in storage until September?
The remaining books I may take to some other booksellers or box up what we want to keep. They're constantly moving. We don't have a lot of storage space at the museum to put as many books as we'll have at that time. But there's always room for a new box or new bag to come in and help us out a little bit.
All right, but I imagine this is a really good time because you guys are probably flying through a lot of books because of the
Yes.
sale. So y'all go through your books and pull out the ones that you want to donate and tell your friends about it. And if they want to donate a auction item, I'll donate a dance lesson for your silent auction. So y'all look up and see what you can donate because I would really love to see their house get restored sooner than, like, I know she was talking about, 2 or 3 or 4 years, but you know what, community, let's get it done earlier.
Yes.
And maybe there's some, construction groups out there or painting or whatever, they're called that would be able to renovate it, and
that would be delightful.
wouldn't that be
And
great?
we're always open to offers. Not all of them can be accepted at one time, but that's good. But our greater Greenbrier community has always been very supportive of our organization and wanting to help us keep it.
All right, we're going to do our final commercial break, and then we come back, we're going to hear about the lady and the legend, right? All right, let's see. How about Southside Drug Company?
Mark your calendar, save the date. You don't want to miss it. Tribute Quartet in concert on Thursday night, April the 11th at Ebenezer Baptist Church, located at 6028 Ebenezer Road in Greenbrier. Tribute Quartet in concert Thursday night, April the 11th at Ebenezer Baptist Church. $10 donation at the door, plus a love offering will be received for the quartet. Now stay tuned for the Go Show with your host, Lee Marie, on WSGI AM 1100, Springfield's God Informer.
Springfield Memorial Gardens and Funeral Home is proud to present the
Oakland Baptist Church in Springfield invites you to join them. Mark your calendar, save the date. You don't want to miss it.
Okay,
Tribute Quartet
have a little
in
bit
concert
difficulty,
on
so
Thursday
I'm gonna
night,
just tell you
April the
about
11th
Southside Drug
at
Company.
Ebenezer Baptist Church,
Right
located
there
at
on
6028
Main Street
Ebenezer Road in
Springfield.
Greenbrier.
Now, I don't know
Tribute
how-
Quartet
what year
in
that was.
concert
Do you
Thursday
have any
night,
idea what
April the
year?
11th at Ebenezer Baptist
Okay, this
Church.
isn't on
$10 donation at the door, plus a
So Southside Drug Company is right there on Main Street in Springfield, and they are your neighborhood drug store. And I'm getting a message that we have a problem audio-wise. We're okay now. Okay, good. We're okay now. Thank you, Miss Linda. All right. So, yes. So go by and see them. They are so friendly. Drew is there, And it just, you're going to recognize everybody that works there. They always seem to know everybody's name because it's just one of those neighborhood drugstores, and so many towns I see those closing, and I don't want ours to close. So make sure you get in. It's not too far down the street from, well, actually, it's kind of like right across from the depot, right? Yeah. So for all your drugstore needs, go ahead in there and talk to Drew and the gang. And right now, their cafe is not open, but I'm hoping that someone else will go in there and say, "Hey, I'm a chef. Can I open your cafe? Because I miss it. It was a healthy cafe, and I loved it." So anyway, go ahead in to see a South Side. Okay, so we are back in studio with my first time guest on the show, Sheila Watts, and she's the president of the Greenbrier Historical Society and Museum and Library. And I want to hear about you. So, go ahead.
I am a Greenbrier native. Been there all my life. Graduated from Greenbrier High School, class of 1966, which we enjoy getting together every August for that.
How is that possible? 1966, you must have graduated when you were 3 years old.
I was.
Ah, okay. That's why.
Most of my class was 18. But anyway, I went, right after graduation, I went to work for the state of Tennessee for 4 years. And I worked with the Department of Public Welfare and under the direct supervision of some social workers in the children's division. But one of those was a very good friend of mine, and she actually talked me into going to college. She worked on me every day. I mean, every day about going to college. And so finally, after 4 years, I went to Austin Peay State University. Great university, by the way. Attended there 2 years. And then I transferred to a little school in Nashville you might have heard of called Vanderbilt University and graduated there. I was very fortunate and blessed to get in both and get through them with the funds that I had saved up from working. But then worked for a federal agency called the U.S. Railroad Retirement Board for 25 years and got to retire early from that due to downsizing in personnel. And so I've been retired, actually retired on February 29th, 2000. So I've been retired 24 years, but along with my best friend, who now lives in Smyrna, but we worked side by side for those 25 years. And we just celebrated our 6th anniversary because of leap year, February 29th. February 29th being only in leap year, but just before I retired, Greenbrier Historical Society got started, and I was active in their fundraising part, working all day wherever we were doing a fundraiser, anytime, and enjoying it. And then Doris Hill was president then, and she was really the heartbeat and vision of our historical society, getting everything going. You're talking about buying a house, getting the loan for that from the bank, and getting fundraising starting and getting organized by committees. You had to clean up the property and get it restored. And she was just amazing. And she served for 3 years. And then the committee, the nominating committee, came up with my name, and I said, no. And she said, don't tell me no, tell me you'll think about it. I said, okay, I'll think about it. And after a week, I said, there's a lot of that I don't want to do, but I'll do it. Aww. And so I've been president ever since. And there's still a lot I don't want to do, but I'm doing it. But I tried to get her to take it back after a couple of years, and she said, no, you're going to have to die in office. And I said, that can be arranged.
Oh, my goodness. That's hilarious. Well, now, does she help with the newsletter?
She put it out originally, and then she showed me how she did it. So now I do it.
Oh, okay.
But she passed away several years ago, and we've lost a lot of our wonderful members. In fact, over half of the charter members have passed away since we were first organized. But we obtain new members every year, and some of them will just move into the community and say, I want to get involved in something and come see us. And I said, great. We're always needing volunteers. So we've got something for everybody to do, if they want to come up and help us, if it's just raking leaves, something simple,
Okay.
or helping put out some flowers, or sweeping and dusting, things you don't like to do at home, but we got a house to take care of too.
Well, the master gardeners, they always are looking for projects because they have to do a certain amount of hours.
They're already involved.
Oh,
in
they
ours.
are. Oh,
Yeah.
excellent.
They started last year and did a great job on ours.
Okay, very good. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all that information. That is just awesome. I hope all of you will consider going this month before the end of the month to their huge book sale. They have so many great books in great condition, in great stacks, so organized, and you can see the inside of the house as well. And I hope you will get out there before the end of March because that is the deadline.
Yeah,
Yes.
March 30th.
All right. So speaking of deadlines, we're going to go over some calendar items now. Oh, one last thing. Is there a phone number or an email that you would like to give as a contact
If
point?
anybody has a question, they're welcome to call our library number, which is 615-643-8461. And we have an answer machine. If we're not there, we'll just leave a message and we'll get back to you.
And go ahead and give that phone number one more time.
615-643-8461.
Great. All right. The Historical Society right here in Greenbrier. All right. Let's go over some calendar items. The Go Show, we always do that. So today's Wednesday, which means you got a lot of the midweek church groups meeting all over town. So go ahead and get that midweek lift tonight. Tomorrow is the Robertson County Prevention Coalition luncheon. That is a free event, and that is at the Stokes Brown Public Library. And so I highly encourage you to go because you know what a huge problem drugs are in our society. And so the more that you can kind of find out and be a part of the solution, the better. Speaking of that, there's also going to be naloxone free training, and that's going to be on Thursday, March 21st at 6 p.m., also known as Narcan. And that is a free training. Food will be provided, so you can come straight from work or whatever. That's 6 p.m., March 21st at the library. So you'll be able to know how to administer that if somebody was in an overdose situation. There is also a meeting coming up, a free lecture this Sunday, which this Sunday is St. Patrick's Day, I believe. And this is going to be at 2:30 at the Stokes Brown Public Library upstairs in Study Room 2. Shannon Baumgartner is going to be speaking. Now, she and her husband, John Baumgartner, do you know them? Have you met them yet? Okay. They just started Wellspring Ministries of Springfield. Shannon has worked many years at HATS. I'm sure you are familiar with HATS. But Shannon and John are trained counselors now with Wellspring. And Shannon's going to be giving a lecture on Take Every Thought Captive. Because we all know that everything starts right here, right in our brains. And some of us, like me, I'm addicted to sugar. And so she's going to be talking about how she overcame a lot of these same obstacles for us so that she can help us out. So it's going to be Sunday at 2:30. It'll probably just run till 4:30. The library closes at 5 on Sundays, so it can't go any longer than that. But I imagine it'll only be about an hour, a little bit over an hour, and then she'll probably stay over for questions and everything. So Shannon and John are also going to be doing a 14-week series, and this is based on Biblical Foundations of Freedom, which I did bring that book in here, so I'll have to find out where that's at. But they recently did a 14-week series at Grace Baptist, and it was very popular. It was excellent. And so they are going to be starting one up Thursday night, March 14th. And let's see, that class is going to run from 6:45 p.m. to 8 p.m. And this is going to be in Greenbrier at the Organic Community Church, 2427 Highway 41 in Greenbrier. If you want more information, you can call Shannon. Her phone number is 615-533-4587. Again, that's 615-533-4587. The doors will open at 6:15, and then the class is 6:45 to 8. They do not provide childcare, so I'm just going to tell you right now. But this is going to be a life-changing experience for many people, and I'm trying to see if I can find my book real quick. All right, maybe it's out there. It's a blue book. It's got an eagle on it. Maybe Linda can find it for me. Anyways, the book that they will be having there is called Biblical Foundations of Freedom, and it's by Art Matthias, Mathias. And so a lot of like recovery groups use it, but also just people that, just want to be free of anything or just want to move on. Like maybe they're just stuck, right? And a lot of this, the book is teaching you how to pray, of course, forgiving others, but also forgiving God. And then a real big one that people overlook, and that is forgiving themselves, because a lot of us have self-bitterness over, whatever. So, that will be a great series. And she did say that, you don't have to make the whole 14 weeks because each class is a standalone as well. So, but hopefully you can make most of those. There is My Father's House is going to be doing a benefit car show and family day. This is going to be at the Robertson County Fairgrounds. And I know this is a little bit of advance notice, but, our calendars fill up fast. This is going to be May 11th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. They're going to have live music all day, a kids zone, vendors, great food, and it's free admission. So go ahead and mark that on your calendar because that's going to be fun. All the car shows are starting, so that's super, super exciting. Oh, and on my Facebook page, which is just Lee Marie, it's a white circle. It says rule number 1 in the center of it. And it says rule number 1, put God at the center of everything. That's how you know it's my page. And I've posted all of these things so far that I've been talking about. I also posted today a video of Art Mathias. He's got several videos online that go through this book. And so if you want to kind of get a taste of that, you can hear about his story because he had a lot of medical issues. He was a Christian. He was a pastor, I believe. And he had a lot of medical issues. And so did his sister. And when he saw his sister get rid of a couple, actually, I think she had breast cancer in both breasts. She ended up going through all this forgiveness training and prayer. She ended up getting rid of all of that. And that's what opened his eyes because he said, if it wasn't my sister, I wouldn't have believed it. And so he ended up getting free too from a lot of physical ailments. So anyways, so that's why he wrote the book. But anyways, you can check out that video on my Facebook page. And also stay tuned because I am going to be doing some Rise and Line classes. And what is that? That is doing some fun line dancing in the mornings before you work or whatever you're doing. And they're going to be held right there in the square in Springfield. So stay tuned. I'm going to be posting the exact times coming up real soon. But just know that they're going to be starting in April, Rise in Line. Because I know, a lot of people are sitting at desks, and that's not good. We weren't meant to sit at a desk all the time. We need to get our bones moving and get that circulation going. And what better way than to, play music and be dancing to it, right? Do you line dance? Okay, not yet.
Not yet.
Well, there you go. I love music. I love playing happy music. I used to teach dance for like 25 years. I used to teach swing dancing, all of the retro. That's why my email is retroleemarie@gmail.com. And that's where also you can RSVP for Shannon's Talk at the Library. Again, that's retroleemarie@gmail.com. Also, if you're interested in the Rise and Line dance classes that are going to be on the weekday mornings, shoot me an email, and you can also tell me, hey, I prefer this time or that time. I'm going to be, putting some more information up on my Facebook page, so stay tuned for that. But I know, I was over at the city and I was asking them, I'm like, where are the fitness classes and stuff? And they only had something at night. So I said, all right, then I'm going to be giving some in the daytime. So right here in the square. So if you work anywhere near the square or, nothing's too far away in Robertson County, right? That's what I love about it. It's like everything is about, within about 10 minutes of my house. I love that. So those are just a few items that are coming, but there's a lot. Robertson County, it's funny because, I've lived in areas that have had a lot more people. I was born in a city that had like 200,000 people. But you know what? I have more friends and more things to do in Robertson County. Any day of the week, there's something.
Yeah.
So y'all got it going on. Are there any fun things that you do on a weekly basis here as far as like maybe the senior club or any?
I'm a sports fan.
Ah.
And I had season tickets at Vanderbilt for different sports for a long time. I don't drive easily at night anymore, but I enjoy the TV games. And this weekend and next is my time of year when all the tournaments are hitting up hot and heavy. So I'll be in front of the TV a lot when I get a chance.
Now, what tournaments are those for those that don't know?
Southeastern Conference men's tournament begins tonight. In fact, my team plays tonight.
Now, who's your team?
Vanderbilt.
There you go.
And you know, Tennessee fans are out there anxious to see how that's going to come out as well. Kentucky, it's going to be a battle. Every game's going to be a battle. But I enjoyed watching the women's tournament last week, and then the NCAA tournament kicks off next week. I think maybe Tuesday or Wednesday night to the first four and all that. But
March Madness.
March Madness, they don't call it that for nothing, and it's a great time to get together with friends and have snacks and just root for whoever you're for, even though everybody in the room may be for a different team, It's just a great time.
That's a great point, and I always like to encourage everyone, like you said, just get together, have some snacks, and watch a game or whatever. We were not created to be by ourselves, locked in our houses. So invite people or just get out and,
And my favorite thing to do is actually flower gardening, and that's coming up really, really quick. And I'm already so far behind. It's not even.
Now, what do you plant?
I plant a lot of annuals.
Okay.
I have a lot of perennials around my yard. I have a nice big sunny window in my garage that I overwinter things in pots, including what we will have at the museum along the porch that I've put out in pots different years. But it's always a fun time. You get a lot of kinks worked out, out in the yard where you're raking or hoeing or whatever, digging. And you get up and think, I can't do this anymore, but you do. When they start blooming, you do it again.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I love, like, when I go there, I've seen, like, the pink and purple flowers you got out front. So I can see why they don't want to ever let you go. You're like, you are the superwoman there in Greenbrier, aren't you?
Well, I tell them it's a whole lot easier for me to tell you how to do something while I'm still here and able to tell you than for you to figure it out on your own like I had to do sometimes.
Do you have a good vice president or something?
David Sales, our vice president, he gets up our programs for our historical quarterly meetings. But he's been very supportive over the years too. He works with the Tennessee State Archives, so he has a lot of resources over there that he can pull up for our benefit and has.
Now, when I was there, I saw some yearbooks there. Now, are those like part of the library? Where people,
yes, they're actually reference books that we want to keep in the library.
Okay, so people can look at them just there.
They can't take them home with them.
Understandable.
Or else they'll disappear on us. But they've just been donated from people different years, and they're a little sporadic. We don't have a all the way through collection from the 1930s or whenever, but we do have some that far back that people can look at. But we've had people come in and ask for photographs of a relative or something, and we're able to help them find it typically.
That's awesome. So if you have some old yearbooks from Greenbrier, definitely take them to the Historical Society.
Or call us and see if we've got that year, and if we don't have it, we'd love to have it.
Okay.
If you don't want to pass it along to your children, we'd love to have it.
Now, you do have a Facebook site, right? I'm pulling that up right now. Greenbrier Historical.
Yes.
Okay, yes, they do. So if you ever are in doubt of, what the exact hours or what have you, you can always look them up, which I appreciate that because, everybody has so many different hours. But whenever I have books to donate, I always go to your Facebook page and the hours pop right up. So that's great. 825 West College Street in Greenbrier. So they are open Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 10 to 4, Saturday from 10 to 1. And there you go. I love it that you have updated your Facebook page. Again, some people have them and they haven't updated them for 3 years. But that's great that you have it right there. The semi-annual used book sale is on right now through the end of March. So you got to get in and see Sheila. I'm going to add you as a friend. Hopefully you'll friend me. There you are. So you can also go there to their Facebook page if you want to contact, because you also have a message button on that.
Yes, and please call us with any question, whether it's related to Greenbrier history or any of our programs or events. We're glad to talk to you about that. We do not have computer access at the museum, unfortunately. Maybe someday we will.
Yes. Maybe someone in the community can help you out with that too. Oh, one last question. If people have like some type of artifact or, like some antique thing that they know was from.
Yeah.
Do you take those too?
Yeah, bring it in. Tell us what you know about it, so we can write that down. And just the other day, someone brought in a class picture from the 1950s.
Oh, how fun is that?
So it was fun. But they're all kind of we have all kind of photographs up in our history exhibits through the years, both early Greenbrier and a lot about the schools. Not everybody out there knows that the first school in Greenbrier was actually a college.
Oh, I didn't
That's
know
why we got
that.
College Street. It was located right across the street from us, where the old city hall sat, and was a normal college, not for normal people, but for teaching people how to teach.
Oh.
And I think MTSU started out as a normal college too.
Oh.
So anyway, over the years that became a public school, and it's been public school ever since in Greenbrier. And now we have 3 different schools instead of just the one, as it started out. But when my mother went to school, all 12 grades were in one building.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that was probably not easy, but it was workable.
Yes, yes. All right. Well, thank you so much, Sheila, for coming in. I really appreciate you coming in and letting us all know about your historical society. And again, remember, if you missed any part of this broadcast, please go on Facebook or on our website and also share it so that we can get the word out. And I would love to see those funds coming in to help them renovate their building. So hopefully you guys can go by this week and check them out. All right. You have been listening to 1100 WSGI. This has been Lee Marie, and I just want to say God bless and make it a great day.